Race fans, the Federated Auto Parts DIRTcar Nationals is bigger than ever. From January 29th through February 14th at Volusia Speedway Park. See the World of Outlaws sprint cars and late models, plus American Sprint Car Series, USAC National Sprint Cars, the Super DIRTcar Series, and the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds. Ticket packages, camping, and more at DIRTcarNationals.com. Next winter, head south.
It's all new and it's the greatest store on dirt. All the World of Outlaws and dirt car racing apparel and licensed merchandise under one roof. Visit online today for everything from shirts to hoodies, hats to collectibles. The greatest store on DIRT.com.
The Outlaws are coming to a track near you. Feel the raw power of the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars and the thunder of the World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Models. Get your tickets today at worldofoutlaws.com.
You feel the ground shake. Your bones begin to rattle. You hold on for dear life. 280 foot-pounds of torque is coming your way. It's the TFG Sport Compact Series, dropping 168 horsepower with 2 front wheels a squealing. Every night's a beatdown.
Tomorrow night, a storm of hornets is coming to a screen near you. You can watch it live on Right Rear Racing TV as the Jettas rip up the dirt at Bristol Motor Speedway. To register, go to tfgracing.com. That's tfgracing.com. 2 Fat Guy Sim Racing promotions, where the challenge remains unique.
is available now.
It's showtime!
5 laps to go at Attica Raceway Park.
Bobby Pierce leads the opening lap in 32. Into turn number 3.
You wanted the best. You got him. That's a tough.
Ladies and gentlemen, here come the late models.
Here's Sheldon to the inside. Slides on.
Floyd trying to pull up to even with him, but can't do it that time. There's a fine line to getting that momentum on exit of the corner, and Floyd just not.
Tonight, it all comes down to this. Welcome to the final night of the Bank City 40 here at the virtual dirt track at Charlotte Motor Speedway as DIRTcar eSports closes out its opening triple header live on DIRTcar Racing's YouTube and Twitch channels. So glad you could join us. Marty Sakala with you alongside Zach Chapman. Zach, the first 2 nights to get things started, they have delivered exactly what we were hoping for.
Yes, they have. They have delivered, and I'll tell you what, they've delivered for my state of Pennsylvania, Marty. When we look at the top 3 tonight, all from PA, and I'll tell you, sprint car racing's in the blood around here, and they want to prove it. But man, it's going to be lights out, and we're talking about the main feature, Marty. What we got going on in the background. We still got 20 drivers fighting for 4 spots. Unbelievable what we're going to have tonight.
Yeah, we'll get to the format later on. Let's talk about what happened last night, though. Another incredible qualifying night. Zach, you mentioned it when we take the green flag. Our top 3 drivers will all be from Pennsylvania. Another driver from PA found its way to victory lane in Logan Rumsey.
Yeah, and he kind of dominated there the early part, then drifted to the middle. We kind of saw both things, and both events, guys kind of going out testing what they have, then drifting back a little bit and letting the race come back to them. But I'll tell you what, last night, I think Logan would be the first person to admit could have easily went the other way. Mr. Cox was right on his tail, Marty.
Without question. Well, if you missed what went down last night for night 2 of the Bank City 40, let's break down what happened. 30 laps. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? It is showtime at Charlotte. Oh, Coke, big crash in the back. 5, 6 cars involved. Dickinson one upside down. Denver the other one involved, and I think I see Tournier, English, Hinkle, a boatload of them torn up early. Oh, right there. English got caught by the 20.
Yeah, the 20 up of Tournier. Yep, you're right. That's what I just saw.
Here we go. Green flag flies. Bradley Cox with a run underneath on Logan Rumsey for the second spot. Bunch of drivers 2 by 2 off for turn number 2. Cox is up to second. Rumsey down to third. Pettit in fourth. John Helms rounds out the top 5. 3 wide for just a moment. Tanner Pettit, John Helms, the 46 Matthew Stables as well. A lot of high I-rated pro drivers, if not Class A drivers, up in the battles here for position. Rumsey underneath on Bradley Cox. Second spot on the line in turns 1 and 2. Rumsey testing out the bottom. A-OK so far. The high side still with some tack in it. It's got a bigger cushion to say the least. Look at 3 and 4. Those motocross bumps are getting created. Also dealing with those sparks as well at the same time. Can be a distraction from time to time. And that'll wait. Caution flag waves. We've got Wade Fields upside down. Yep, he did catch the 67. And Fields wheelies it up into the catch fence. Side over side goes the 0-1. The bottom here, 8 laps complete this time by back to the green. There was a stack up amongst rows 3 or 4 or so. Rumsey taking advantage of that timed restart from Hannigan, looking to move up to second. 3 wide though for 6th position, but the Yellow Waves will do it once again. Single file this time. Happening up for second. Cox and Hannigan once again. Logan Rumsey to the race lead here at Charlotte.
I told you, running the bottom early. You know, you save that right rear tire, and now he's ready to pounce. Now he's up against the wall, bouncing down the boards.
Take a quick look at how this happened. Crosses over on Mason Hannigan. Was able to get him there at the start-finish line. A great move by the number 41. Durgan, Helms, each liking the bottom in 3 and 4. Helms prefers the top of 1 and 2. Look at the crossover move. Slide job there as well by Aiden Price. Up to 5th, just about 3 wide. Helms almost got in the back of that 49.
Yeah, that's a move of a guy who's, had to work on the car all week before. John Helms, smart move there, and because he lifts now, he gets the race another day. Big time move out of Helms.
Go will be 10 at the line. Logan Rumsey still up on Bradley Cox. Has not been able to pull away from him. The delta at 0.4 of a second with 10 to go. Yes. Jackson started back in 22nd position from a B main. Looking to grab 10th. On board with the 7. It's a street stock regular versus a VRA regular in Pro 4s. Up the podium by Tanner Pettit, 24 car crossing over in 1 and 2, but hang on, we got a yellow flag here with 7 to go. It's for Jay Straff for the number 3. Let's go back to 10. Tyler Jackson's lost a spot to Bowen Smith. That helps out Matthew Stables, who is just hanging on with 4 laps to go.
I mean, oh my gosh, Marty, where do we watch?
Let's watch the race for the win, though. Rumsey and Cox. I think Cox is setting up the move here off at turn number 4. Top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Bradley Cox with a run. Crosses it over. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Big slide job from Bradley Cox. Rumsey tries to counter it back. They're side by side. Rumsey's got the momentum. Cox trying to fire it back one final time. It won't work. Logan Rumsey the winner at Charlotte. The battle for 10th on the line. Gunnar Harris sideways and hangs on over Matthew Stables. What a night it was last night. 3 nights on the same track means that everyone has now learned something. Where the grip appears, where it disappears, how the moisture holds, how the cushion forms. The driver who adapts the fastest tonight, though, when we go green for the feature later on tonight, could be cashing a $500 check by the end.
Yeah, and that's that's no chump change. I mean, that's going to buy you a new wheel. I mean, some bases. I mean, some people, that may be more than their whole wheel and pedal setup costs. I mean, that could be a serious upgrade. And most of all, Marty, I think we all know, man, the bragging rights. That's what everybody wants out of this.
Without question, a whole lot of bragging rights on the line. We'll start things off here with our Whiplash sim cams race analysis for tonight. We begin with our last chance qualifier. 20 drivers are in this. All of them are in the session. They'll go at it for 15 laps to go for the final 4 spots in our Bank City 40 this evening, which is set for 40 laps. 10 more laps than we had for the qualifying races earlier this week. 1 quick repair and up to 3 green-white checkers if needed. Well, we're set to go here for the last chance showdown. Let's meet the field to give you your starting lineup. On the pole, you've got Jeremy Childers. Childers in car number 11. And to the outside, it's Matthew Stables. Stables in the 46. Row number 2, Rick Main in the 187. Next to Bowen Smith, he's in the 012. Chase Townsend inside row 3. He's in car number 72. To the outside, it's Diego Alvarado in the 224. The 4th row, Isaac Salas in car number 5. To his outside, it's the 07 of Tyler Jackson. And rounding out the top 10, Jimbo Rooney in the 27 and Matt Hinkle in the 47. Zach?
Row 6 to the inside, the 26 of Greg Deese. To the top shelf, the 83 of Brandon Dittmer. Row 7 to the inside, the 8 of Mason White. To the outside, the 67 of Ty Dickinson. Row 8 to the inside, the 85 of Jamie Gardner. To the outside, the 51 of Clay Christopherson. Row 9 to the inside, the 77 of Remington Wade. To the outside, the 96 of Devin Eaker. And your final 2 tonight fighting for those top 4 spots, the 42 of Tate and Sander. And to the outside, the 3 of Jay Schaff.
Great to have a lot of you checking in on DIRTcar Racing's YouTube and Twitch pages. Let us know who you're rooting for in the chat. The Dickinson fan club has shown up early to the party. Well, you have to when it's championship night on a night like this tonight. But for these 20 drivers, first they got to make their way in, and we're only taking 20% of the field into the show. 1 lap to the green flag. Track analysis here around Charlotte. 4/10 mile racetrack in its 25th year of action, and obviously is host to the World Finals in the past. We all know what the race has been like tonight, Zach. It's been a lot of fun. Last night, though, top dominant, different than what we saw in the feature on Tuesday night.
Yeah, and not a lot of laps. There's many laps now on this racetrack. Who knows what we're going to see wild card, Marty?
15 laps the distance. Green flag is out. Last chance qualifier underway for the Bank City 40. 3 wide for 4th position. Isaac Salas trying to grab the final transfer spot. That got ugly in an instant. Tyler Jackson on his noggin. Diego Alvarado involved. Matthew Stables went up the hill. But Jackson probably took the wildest ride we have seen all week. Take a look for yourself. Alvarado, first off, scrapes the wall. And the contact between Jackson and the 46, and just look at that ugly accident where Jackson basically just got pinballed.
Yeah, it looked like Matt Stables kind of saw that slide job coming in front of him and wanted to cut underneath and didn't realize the 7 was down there. And boy, oh boy, calamity corner there off of 4, Marty.
The car just like stopped when it ricocheted off that fence pole.
Yeah, luckily we're racing virtually here. Yes. We'd be under a long red flag.
On board Matthew Stables. Man. Hang on for this one. Tyler Jackson's iCam. I don't know if we completed a green flag lap or not.
I don't think we did. That's what I was just about to say, Marty, because really how unlucky for Isaac. He was up there, I think, into 4th, almost battling for 3rd, but now that caution puts him back into 5th. And, it's one of those things. Did he lay the cards out too early? He showed that the bottom was there, and I think guys are going to go down there and kind of shut that down now.
I'm seeing my leaderboard move up a spot every time the drivers cross the Pacific mark. That's for our live timing, which confirms to me they did complete a green flag lap. But it's a single file restart, though. 2 laps will be complete where we take the green flag. Stables, Jackson, all involved in that accident alongside Alvarado and Hakel. They did take a quick repair, along with one other driver, I should say, as we're back to the green flag. Rick Mayne up on the wall for just a moment in that 187. And now we watch the race for P2. Chase Townsend, Isaac Salas. Salas wrecking her on the bottom. Oh, hang on! Around goes Bowen Smith. Up the track into traffic out, and nobody hit him. I don't know.
I'll tell you how he did a good job of locking that thing up. That could have been nasty, Marty. Definitely, product of it. Looks like tough, hard racing. I mean, he didn't give Rick a lot of room when we look at this replay, but Rick does get a little loose and come down into him. But, man, it's this hard racing.
Yeah, just both fighting for the same piece of real estate. And credit to Bowen for going extremely heavy on the brakes, so that way no one hit him.
Yeah, we're not going to do it, but I know we could both name 1 or 2 guys that would have thought their night was over and would have let that thing roll up the track and ruin a couple more nights. So that is really, I mean, that says something, Bowen. That's a big-time deal.
Yeah, Bowen Smith, a big loss. Someone we didn't expect to be fighting his way in. Smith, a driver that was 3rd in the Regal Promotions 360 points for the win last season in the Aces Up Sim Sports entry. So now this man is in a transfer spot. Isaac Salas in the number 5. And Zach, you and I were actually talking with Salas, I believe, after the race. He was fighting. He had a really fast car, I should say, on Tuesday night. But just so close. It was involved in that second caution, I believe, we had the feature where he spun out trying to avoid it and just sent him to the back and was unable to make his way back up to the top 10.
Yeah, he by no means, and I think he'd be the first person to admit he wasn't going to go up there and win that thing. But, maybe 6th, 7th place car at best. And, I mean, that would have got him in the show. And now, Marty had to strap up the work boots here, and he's got himself in. But right now, he's got a familiar friend behind him in that 83 who's going to be coming and knocking.
Rick Mayne, Jeremy Childers, row 1. Chase Townsend, Isaac Salas, row 2. Jimbo Rooney, Brandon Dittmer, row 3. Greg Deese, Mason White, Jamie Garner, Ty Dickinson. That's the top 10. Back to green, and Childers is checked out. And we're 3 wide for 2nd. Look at Rooney on the bottom there. They say green is bad luck in racing. Not to him for right now. Around goes Isaac Salas. Upside down the 5 car goes. And we're back to yellow. We'll go single file.
Yeah, and Isaac's going to be killing himself after that. On the restart, he just didn't get the restart he wanted. He tried to get a big run off of 2, and he was just able to get to the outside of Jimbo, but really right at that right rear, Marty. I mean, barely. And, I mean, you can't put that on Jimbo. I mean, Isaac, he's going to want to go back and give him a little more room next time.
Want to take a ride on board there with Isaac. That could have been possibly netcode. But regardless, just a tough break for Isaac once again. Racing for 4th. Yep, that was clearly netcode.
Yeah, most definitely some netcode. And what we saw that night, number 1 twice. And that's just where it's tough. You want to race hard, but sometimes in the iRacing world, you got to give that extra 6 inches or so. And just tough break there for Isaac.
Isaac, if you're watching, we apologize for the commentator's jinx. While we are at it, still waiting to go back to the green flag. Gives a chance as well for us to thank all of our sponsors here. You've been seeing them on the screen throughout the entire week, including Slide Job Syndicate presenting the entire week, gearing up for Season 2 of their 360 Sprint Cars returning Sunday. Don't miss a moment. Join their Discord community or follow them on Facebook to stay up to date with all the latest announcements. Pace truck on pit road, and this is actually going to be a double file restart correction. Childers once again in the bottom. Rooney in that final transfer spot in 4th. Brandon Dittmer, the first one out in 5th.
Dittmer got a great restart right away. Battle for 4th here, Marty.
That's the advantage of being able to restart the same line as the leader. Can Dittmer grab the bite off in turn number 2? He's got to run as well for a moment on Townsend for the 3rd position, but the battle for 4th spot, the line goes to Rooney.
Just trying to find grip down there, but so slick off of 4. He's got it mastered there through 1 and 2, but he's got to find it down here off of 4. Can't Dittmer do it? Short way around. He's got it hooked up. Battle at the line.
Oh, crash behind
close.
them, 2 upside down this time. One driver flipping violently, that being Clay Christopherson. Another car went on its noggin. I think that was Diego Alvarado. Oh boy, the full moon must be out in Concord this evening.
Yeah, we got 2 wrecks there, Marty, that happened kind of simultaneously. The 42 looks to be getting in the outside wall, and Clay, I think, trying to avoid it, goes down the racetrack, but there's somebody home, and then we get a big one.
Yeah, this is Tate Sander right here. Yep, first to catch the wall. My goodness. I want to get a wider look at that. Yeah, Putt-Putt tried everything to avoid it. And just careens out of control.
Well, would you believe me if I told you Isaac Salas already back inside the top 15? With these cautions, can't count them out yet, Marty. Long way to go.
Yeah, you never know. Let's ride on board with Dickinson. Oh, actually, that was in the aftermath. Let's go on board with Christopherson. Approaches Sander. Trying to avoid it. Wapow.
That looked like Scott Rayum trying to land a plane on Flight Simulator last night, Marty. It was pretty bad.
So Childers the race leader once again. He was 11th in night 1. First driver to not make the show. Got edged out of that photo finish. Connor Dudek a part of that at the end. It was lost out to Dudek and Scott Marek. Excuse me, Scott Merrick. No change, though, amongst the top 4 on this restart. Keep an eye on some other drivers, not just Brandon Dittmer, Jay Schaff, who start for the back. He does have front wing damage, though, as we're back to green. 8 laps in the books. Again, top 4 drivers transfer into the Bank City 40. Here's the race for 4th. Dittmer looking for a run on Rudy, but here comes company. That's Mason White in the number 8. Dittmer with a run on Talented as well. 4th belongs to Brandon Dittmer. The caution flag waves. Dittmer will have 4th on the restart, but the yellow is out. Isaac with another big flip. Matthew Stables also involved.
Yeah, 46 hooks it up the track, and when I tell you Isaac has nowhere to go, he is pounding the concrete and just out of nowhere, boom.
Watch that purple car. Nope, that's Bowen Smith right there. Oh, man. Absolutely nowhere to go. Right on board with Staples and how this wreck started. Does he get hit by anybody or does he lose? Yep, he touches with the 85 of Jamie Gardner and then gets tattooed. Here's another look with Isaac. Remington Wade, I don't know if he made contact with that 46 or not. I couldn't tell until I glanced out the last second.
I just realized too, Marty, I jinxed Isaac twice in the same race. I mean, that's crazy.
Well, we should have 5 laps to go on this restart. And it's Childers still your race leader. But a new driver in 4th, Brandon Dittmer. But however, a slight disadvantage, though, with the leader lineup on the bottom. This could possibly help out Jimbo Rooney still. We'll just have to see.
You're going to come down to how bad do you want it here, Marty?
Without question.
Not a lot of time.
Glad you could join us here. Bank City 40, Marty Sakala, Zach Chapman with you on the call all week for DIRTcar eSports. Back to the green flag. The battle is on for 4th once again. Rudy with a run underneath on Brandon Dittmer. Dittmer, though, threads the needle 3 wide for 3rd. PD just went 2 for 1 for just a moment.
had the lasso out, roping him in here. I mean, look at him off of 4
Oh,
side
spin in the
by
back.
side.
Remington Way goes around. Same with Bowen Smith. No caution, though. We stay green. We got one flipping in the back. That's Rudy. Rudy was in 5th. And the caution waves once again. More trouble in front of them with Greg Deese. Clay Christopherson also caught up in that as well. My, oh, my. This has been... It's been one of those B-mains. That's what happens when you want to try and make it to the show very badly. You see the weight spin. We'll check that in a moment. Oh, Deese tried to slide job the 27, and Rooney paid the price bad.
It was actually the 3 of Jay Schaff there, Marty.
Yeah.
That was that red machine. Yeah, that was... Man, that was a slider from a couple counties away. I don't know where that was going to go, but, man, it's tough. He paid the price.
Now let's watch. Only angle we'll watch this. The crash with Smith and Wade. Smith up top, Wade at the bottom. Smith just tried to come down on Wade and the 2 touched. Christopherson also getting involved in that. Man, but I tell you what, at this rate this race is going, by the end of the night, it'll turn into basically a Dale Jr. graveyard.
Yeah, and, you know, I'm glad we don't have a camera down there in pit road. I'm sure it's pretty loud down there.
All right, 1 lap to green. Should be 3 to go on this restart. We're going to go single file for the rest of this. Childers, Maine, Townsend, and Dittmer, your top 4. That's definitely what Dittmer wants, that single file restart. Now can he just hold off Mason White? Each of the drivers started from 12th and 13th respectively. Jamie Gardner in 6th, up 9. Ty Dickinson in 7th, up 7. 3 laps to go.
Brandon Ditmer's got a good run here, but so does Mason White behind him. Marty, he takes it to the outside there. We're going to have a battle for 4th here.
White, high, wide, and hands up. Can't get 4th at the start-finish line just yet. 2 laps to go. Dealing with issues, though, from Chase Townsend. Dittmer has to find a way to clear and move up to the top. No, he's forced to stay on the bottom. White flag flies. Final lap underway. You've got a race for the lead. Jeremy Childers, Rick Maine. A race for 4th, Brandon Dittmer, and Mason White. We'll double box this for you as they come to the checkered flag. Actually, we won't. We're coming to the end of it here. Maine on Childers. Maine's going to get the win for 4th. Dittmer holds on over Mason White.
Man, oh man, that battle, Marty. What a show. And we're not even halfway done yet. Oh, man, 40 laps to go.
That was absolutely epic at the end, and Dittmer's going to do a couple of donuts for that. Childers, though, edging out Maine by 15 thousandths of a second. Let's watch that replay one more time here. Maine with the slide job. This is coming to the checkers. Look how close that was. We're going to show you another angle there at the end.
Yeah, it's so close. I wish I could show you my SDK. My SDK has Rick Maine winning. It's wrong. That's how close it was. It's unbelievable.
Let's get a better look right here. They'll come in here in just a moment. Wow! Even our photo finish cam can't do it justice. Oh my. We have another angle we can show you here. And right there, that is going to tell it right there. Rick Maine edging out Jeremy Childers at the end. Credit Andrew of Whiplash SimCam for all these angles. Get your results here from this B-main. A wild B-main, to say the least. Childers, Maine, Townsend, and Dittmer are in the Bank City 40. Everyone else, you'll have to try next time with the next eSports event. So, that is how they look. Zach, your thoughts on that before we head to break?
Well, I mean, obviously the gloves are going to come off. You got to make the show. But boy, oh boy, I mean, I expect just as much action here. But the thing's going to be, Marty, I mean, you get one quick repair. So you got to be smart. And I think that's where we'll see tempers kind of calm down a little bit. And, maybe we'll see the gloves come off in the last 20 or so laps. But it's going to be good, hard racing all night.
Absolutely. The Bank City 40 feature coming up next. We understand officials are working on putting the lineup together and the iRacing session, so that will step aside. And thanks some sponsors. Stay with us. The Bank City 40 DIRTcar eSports just around the corner.
You feel the ground shake. Your bones begin to rattle. You hold on for dear life. 280 foot-pounds of torque is coming your way. It's the TFG Sport Compact Series, dropping 168 horsepower with 2 front wheels of squealing. Every night's a beatdown.
Tomorrow night, a storm of hornets is coming to a screen near you. You can watch it live on Right Rear Racing TV as the Jettas rip up the dirt at Bristol Motor Speedway. To register, go to tfgracing.com. That's tfgracing.com. 2 Fat Guy Sim Racing promotions, where the challenge remains unique.
The Outlaws are coming to a track near you. Feel the raw power of the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars and the thunder of the World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Models. Get your tickets today at worldofoutlaws.com.
World of Outlaws Dirt Racing 24 is available now.
It's all new and it's the greatest store on dirt. All the World of Outlaws and DIRTcar racing apparel and licensed merchandise under one roof. Visit online today for everything from shirts to hoodies, hats to collectibles. The greatest store on DIRT.com.
It's showtime!
5 laps to go at Attica Raceway Park.
Bobby Pierce leads the opening lap in 32. Into turn number 3 on a
You wanted the best. You got him. That's a tough one.
Ladies and gentlemen, here come the late model.
Here's Sheldon to the inside. Slides on.
Race fans, the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals is bigger than ever. From January 29th through February 14th at Volusia Speedway Park. See the World of Outlaws Sprint Cars and late models, plus American Sprint Car Series, USAC National Sprint Cars, the Super Dirt Car Series, and the DIRTcar UMP Modifieds. Ticket packages, camping, and more at DIRTcarNationals.com. Next winter, head south.
Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? It is showtime at Charlotte. Tyler Schell, Kenny Hoffman side by side for the race lead. It's Hoffman with the advantage for right now. They are 2 wide. They are 3 wide off return 2. Some wild stuff happening here early in this one, Zach. Barry with a great run on that restart. Now lurking underneath here on the one of Kenny Hoffman. See if he can grab that second spot possibly. A lot of drivers rolling through the bottom as that top looks like it's starting to slicken up. But the only driver trying it for right now here, Zach, Blake Carrick, that 21, running in 6th, making his way up to 5th. Nobody is up there.
Right now, it is the Blake.
About the side-by-side race as well for second. Hoffman and Barry. Barry risking it right next to those tractor tires. But Hoffman better corner exit for right now. Barry still trying to fight back. Can't do anything. It's Shell still hanging on to the race lead for now. Behind them, it's Dudek, it's Carrick. It's the race for third. Check that for fourth.
For second, will we see a slide job? No.
Hoffman though up on the wall. Carrick rear ends him. Very close call between the two. They find a way to keep it straight. Dudek, I don't know if he's going to be able to take advantage of this yet or not. On the 21 off for turn 2. Somehow doesn't. He just about biked it off for turn 4. And Hoffman wants to take advantage of it.
Yeah, and Caden not giving him a lot of room either. They're returning the favor, but Kenny gonna go full send there, slide job. Oh, Caden, is he gonna get him at the line? Just gets it back, but look at this 3-car battle for second. Look at the 21.
And look at Hoffman as well, trying to thread the needle, nearly 3 wide down the back chute. 4 cars under a blanket, second spot up for grabs. Carrick, too much of a slider, clips the wall, hits Dudek. Around goes the 21, on his side he goes. Dudek's lost the right front. The big one nearly no. The 43 able to save it, but the caution flag waves. Oh my goodness, nearly 5 wide in turns 1 and 2 on that restart. Shell hanging on. Hoffman wants second. Hoffman wants 2 for 1. Slide job by the 1. Shell counters it back, but Hoffman's up to second. Oh, contact! Barry and Shell get together, and Shell is dropping down the leaderboard down to 5th. Bowman wants the race lead through 3 and 4. Who's going to get at the line? Hoffman out in front as we're halfway home. And a race for the lead on once again. Slide job by Noah Bowman. He's got it for now. Hoffman tries to counter it back. Wing to wing into turn number 3. Hoffman once again. Slide job city at Charlotte once more. And it's Hoffman that leads the line with 11 laps to go. Bowman trying it once again in 1 and 2.
Half a lap. Oh, big send here.
Bowman wanted that race lead. Hoffman counters it back. There's Tyler Shaw after he fell down to 5th and 6th. He wants that race lead back from Kenny Hoffman. 9 laps of race to go. Hoffman still out in front at the line. Photo finish. Bowman's got it for second, but he's got the lead in turn 2 for now. Big slider on Hoffman.
Yeah, Hoffman's going to look to the left, though. He's got Shell on the inside. Boy, oh boy, what a move.
That was smooth. Tyler Shaw with a smooth slide job there through 3 and 4. Bowman countering it back in turns 1 and 2. 3 wide for the lead here with 7 to go. Near contact, oh, there was between Hoffman and Bowman. And they'll allow Shaw to go through to take the race lead.
That wall awfully hard, and there he goes back into it again into 3 and 4. And I'm not sure if we're going to get a caution, but we need one here. Big wreck.
There it is. There it is. Sander, Gardner, Wade all involved. One up. Oh man, what a wild flip for Tayton. And then catches Gardner, that was the one who went flipping. 5 stays single file. Bowman underneath for second. 3 laps to go. Another slider on Kenny Hoffman. They've had a whirl of a battle no matter what position it is. And here comes Caden Berry for a podium spot. He wants 2 this time with 2 to go, Zach. Keep an eye on the race for the final transfer spot as well. Connor Dudek through to 10th after being involved in an accident earlier on with Carrick. Final lap is underway. They are 4 wide mid-pack. Out in front, though, it's Tyler Shell. Kenny Hoffman sends her deep into 3 and 4. Side by side, coming to the checkered flag. Tyler Shell with the win. And at the line for the 10th spot, it's 3 wide. 3 wide for 10th. Scott Merrick edges out Jeremy Childers by 600 to get the final spot in.
You feel the ground shake. Your bones begin to rattle. You hold on for dear life. 280 foot-pounds of torque is coming your way. It's the TFG Sport Compact Series, dropping 168 horsepower with 2 front wheels a squealing. Every night's a beatdown.
Tomorrow night, a storm of hornets is coming to a screen near you. You can watch it live on Right Rear Racing TV as the Jettas rip up the dirt at Bristol Motor Speedway. To register, go to tfgracing.com. That's tfgracing.com. 2 Fat Guy Sim Racing promotions, where the challenge remains unique.
Race fans, the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals is bigger than ever. From January 29th through February 14th at Volusia Speedway Park. See the World of Outlaws sprint cars and late models, plus American Sprint Car Series, USAC National Sprint Cars, the Super Dirt Car Series, and the Dirt Car UMP Modifieds. Ticket packages, camping, and more at DIRTcarNationals.com. Next winter, head south.
It's showtime!
5 laps to go at Attica Raceway Park.
Bobby Pierce leads the opening lap in 32. Into turn number 3 on a
You wanted the best. You got him. That's a tempo on the turn.
Ladies and gentlemen, here come the late model.
Here's Sheldon to the inside. Slide job.
It's all new and it's the greatest store on dirt. All the World of Outlaws and dirt car racing apparel and licensed merchandise under one roof. Visit online today for everything from shirts to hoodies, hats to collectibles. The greatest store on DIRT.com.
World of Outlaws Dirt Racing 24 is available now.
The Outlaws are coming to a track near you. Feel the raw power of the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars and the thunder of the World of Outlaws Real American Beer Late Models. Get your tickets today at worldofoutlaws.com.
Welcome back here to DIRTcar eSports. Marty Sakal alongside Zach Chapman. You see it's two of our drivers with onboards getting set to go. That being Tyler Schell and Bradley Cox. I don't think they realize they're live at the moment. But we'll move them out here for right now. Just be you and me. So, Zach, we're just waiting. Session is loading in just a couple moments. One of those two drivers we just looked at, they probably represent all the 24 we have taking the green flag. What are the vibes going on as they get set to take the green for this feature?
Well, I mean, you could just see the smirk on that kid's face. Mr. Cox there, I mean, he's all about, you got to have fun. And, I mean, it comes down to, I don't mean to bring up football here, but did we see Joe Burrow's interview, and just not having fun, doesn't enjoy it? Yeah, you got to have fun. And Bradley, a big smile on his face. That's going to go a long way tonight. Without question, you have to have fun. There's Brandon Dittmer. He's definitely excited when, I know you talked with him, Zach, before, while we were under break. Yeah, and I'll tell you, I mean, you could almost hear the emotion, just like, the smile that he was talking through. I mean, he was so excited to make it, and I think, he was, I'm going to be honest, probably just as shocked as I was to see that 83 crossover in P4. But I'll tell you, he's out there now. He can do some damage. We'll see what he's going to do. Hang on. I'm going to unmute him. I don't know if he can hear me. Brandon, you excited after that? I don't know if he can hear me or not. But, yeah, without question, he is definitely excited after that. So, session is loading as things stand. Put those guys on hide for right now so it can still be you and me. Got some people checking in. The Cadenberry fan club showing up as things stand. See Rhonda, Bless Number, Timothy, Ernie, Gail all showing up here. The Berry family. Tyler Jackson, I liked what he said after his cloud flip. You'll like this. And this is why I stay in street stocks. Yeah, the fenders, definitely a lot easier to keep them all on all fours, that's for sure.
Hey, you gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, all these guys, they definitely weren't what they were now when they started. It takes a lot of practice, and, I'm sure those guys, especially top 4 or 5 right now, Marty, they've probably got 1,000 laps on this racetrack this week. I mean, they're ready to go.
Absolutely. So, we got the track loaded here in just a moment. We'll put you to live footage here shortly. And I think we can actually. There we go. Live look at the dirt track at Charlotte. So we'll get a couple minutes of warm up here before we go feature racing. Let's remind everyone what's up for grabs here in our Whiplash SimCam's race analysis here this evening. 40 laps, 1 quick repair, up to 3 green white checkers if we need them. And the winner takes home a cool $500 tonight and a $1,800 purse.
Yeah, I hyped it up earlier, but that's something to write home about. I don't know many iRacing events putting up that kind of money, especially, in the off season, Marty, when every single guy pretty much can get on here and come play. I mean, that's big time, and I look forward to him doing a lot more, hopefully, in the future.
Absolutely, same here. Let's see who else is checking in. We got a lot of Matthew Stables fans back in the B main. From Andrew was watching and checking in. Of course, you mentioned Dickinson. If you're watching on YouTube, we've been looking at the YouTube chats here all night long. Let us know who you're rooting for. Again, 40 laps around the corner. Going to give these guys about 10 minutes or so of warming up. Actually gives us sort of a chance while we're at it. We can take a look at some of the times that the drivers here are running. Joseph Grandy currently quickest, 13:24 on track. And drivers are just trying to slick this track off at the same time. Night 1, low line was the place to be. Night 2, the top was the place to be. But right now, the middle line is got some chocolate chips on it. So this groove is going to be very interesting to see how it plays out during the feature, what the track state's going to be at.
Yeah, middle might be the place to go early, and then I think it'll fade away. And really, Marty, we've all seen that slider line kind of develop through 3 and 4 throughout the years here, and I wouldn't be surprised, if the middle line through 3 and 4 is the place to be after it, rubbers up a little bit, and you'll find a lot of grip there to your surprise.
Rick Main second quick after coming out of the B main, 13:30. Logan Rumsey. There's our 2 winners from this week here, Zach. Rumsey and Tyler Schell. They'll be on the front row this evening. And, we talked about it earlier. Top 3 drivers all coming out of Pennsylvania. Schell from Millersburg, Rumsey from Manchester, and Kenny Hoffman from Macungie, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, and I mean, I hate to be so PA cocky, Marty. Obviously, the Kyle Larson and the West boys, I mean, they're starting to get it, those bull rings out there. But, man, there's just something about sprint car racing here in Pennsylvania. All the dirt tracks we have, I mean, you can see sprint car racing Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon all throughout central PA. So, I mean, it's in the blood. And, I mean, you see Rumsey out there in that 39 machine. Nothing more than he wants to do, represent for, South Central PA. And can't root for him out loud, Marty, but, I may have a slip on that thing.
He does have that Macri paint scheme, so could favor in his hands possibly. You never know. So let's look at Caden Berry. Of course, everyone's freaking out in that Caden Berry fan club, seeing him on there. 4th quick on the charts at a 13:32. I want to pull up the last time here in our graphics, see what the drivers are running. Majority of them, about 13.7s, 13.8. So track is still bad fast.
Yeah, it definitely is, and I think that's why you see so many guys out there, Marty. They don't want it to be bad fast. They want you to have to go out there and earn a spot. So I don't think we're going to see a lot of guys taking time off. They're going to beat up this thing as long as they're allowed to.
Absolutely. Let's pull up the onboard cameras here. A lot of drivers here showing us what they got here this evening. You see us 2 weirdos in the top left and top. Tyler Schell there with the guys with the VR on the top right. Bradley Cox, center left, carrying a camera for us. Brandon Dittmer out center. Of course, it's 22 degrees. I joked with him, it's 22 degrees outside. Of course, he has that tank top on. Kenny Hoffman, also with the VR this evening. And then you see in the bottom left, that's Zach's screen. He'll be showing us stuff from time to time when we pull that up. Then we got John Helms as well. Not going to show a face cam, but he's going to show us an in-car perspective. His own version of the iCam. A lot of drivers taking advantage of it here this evening. So that's just the many drivers we've got on your screen that we'll be riding along with throughout the night and be checking in with. Looking at some other drivers here. Childers, our B main winner. 5th quickest on the charts. Now, keep in mind, there are some extra prizes up for grabs. One of them, the 2 Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions Hard Charger Award. That will definitely be very key to watch out for tonight. Childers could absolutely be one of those that has a chance at it.
Yeah, I was going to say you might want to, put that battle between the 11 and the 187 because looking at these practice times, they were just out there on the racetrack, very familiar with how it's going to kind of change here. I mean, 2 guys you got to keep your eye on, but we both know, Marty, in that B main, a lot of stuff went their way, and, maybe they were patient when the guys behind them were being a little too aggressive, and they got to bring that mentality along too.
Something I forgot to mention as well, Mason White finishing 5th because he was the first non-qualifier tonight. He gets a free custom wrap from Vertex Graphics. Check them out on Facebook and follow them. We appreciate them for their support of the Bank City 40. Other sponsors to shout out here. We've got Philosophy Race Designs. They presented our broadcast last night. And, of course, Whiplash Sim Cams with the camera provider and presenting us the format every night. Townsend, one of those drivers that made it out of the B main, 7th quickest on the charts at a 13:36. Now, something we should talk about as well here, Zach, while we wait. 40-lap feature around the corner. How much are you maybe trying to adjust fuel, make sure you have it measured properly?
Well, remember, Marty, that's the beauty of this thing. I thought the same. Remember, fixed setup. So, I mean, they just got to kind of, adjust here. I mean, if the fuel load's close here while they're on warm-ups, you're going to have to tightrope that inside for a while. Be nice on the throttle if it's close at all, because at the end of the race, as well as I do, Marty, you're not going to be worried about that fuel gauge. You're going to keep that thing pinned and you're going to go for it. So you got to set yourself up here this first, opening third of the race or so.
Looking at the track state here, 3 and 4 really starting to get slicking up on that high side. You can just see it, but how shiny it's starting to get, Zach.
Yeah, and, we saw in the B main guys slipping and sliding coming off of 4, and, I mean, that was only, 20 laps, 15 laps? So, I mean, it's going to be an ice skating rink there, especially at the guys I'm watching. I've had my eyes on Joseph Grandy. I mean, he's going as high as you can go through 3 and 4, really beating it up there. He got so high, he just hit the wall there and drove it down to the inside. But, man, I got a feeling with the way guys, kind of yanking it around here, they're probably getting antsy, Marty. They're getting ready to go.
Yeah, they want to go racing badly for $500 in cash on the line. Here's the 79, Kenny Hoffman. Dakota Osborne, check that. 9th quickest at 13:37. Now, what does working in this dirty air, how much does that help in the practice session, especially when he's following a guy like, say, the 24 of Noah Bowman, or even any of the faster guys that are starting up near the front, like your Shells, your Rumsies, your Hoffmans, or anyone else in the top 5?
I mean, free driving lesson. That's when you get behind those guys. You see how the car's going to handle a little differently, as opposed to, we saw Dakota peek down underneath and go right by that 24. You get that air on the front end again, and now he throws it back up, gets a little too high, was comfortable in the bottom, and that's why you practice those short sliders like he did. This is the time to have those hiccups, and, you learn from this, and got to make sure you're full go here in 5 to 10 minutes.
Ethan Milwain in the 37, preparing, one of the drivers that got the final spots in. 6th quick on the charts, the 13:35. Nick Leary rounded out the top 10 of the 43. 13:38 his current time. Now looking at these lap times here in the past couple of laps, we'll pull out the last lap marks here. And we're seeing a lot more times now with the 14.4s, 14.5s.
Yeah, and your occasional, high 13s. Those are the guys you want to watch out for. Obviously, 14s, you may be trying something different, maybe running the bottom. But as I watch, no, that's a bad lap there for Caden Berry. Must have been an out lap, a 16.30. I was going to say, he looks to be pretty quick right now. I mean, that green machine, Marty, he's pretty smooth. That's somebody who, I maybe wouldn't want to go toe-to-toe with here. And there it was, a 13.98 as he's making a pass. So that 12, he's going to have some pace here.
Want to mention something real quick that we forgot to bring up as well. Just got the developing story. Mason Hannigan did not accept his invite, and so there will be a scratch for him. And so because of that, there will be an alternate. Could not get a hold of Mason Whites. The next man that stepped up, Ty Dickinson, the 67, is in the field. Zach, Mama Bear's probably going nuts right now realizing Ty's in the show.
I wonder if Mama Bear had to get the claws out, to kind of help make that decision. Maybe, clawed some internet out. But that's a big deal. I can't believe I didn't notice that. Yeah, look at Ty sitting on pit road. That is awesome, man. Ty's one of those guys, man. Know as well as I do, he's been through a lot, Marty, outside of the Vi racing, a lot of health issues. That dude's a fighter. You put him in this field, man, don't be surprised him coming home with some money here.
There's Ty. Just had to get the 54 of Gunnar Harris just out of there for a moment. Yep, Ty's getting set to go. He'll start from the back tonight.
Is Gunnar practicing donuts here? Does he know something we don't?
I don't know. Could be. But anyway, it's right on board here with Logan Rumsey. Should be about 10 seconds or so from getting things going. Let's make sure they put the checkers on this, and they do. So with that, it's just about feature time in the Bank City 40 circuits around the dirt track at Charlotte. Just waiting for this to progress over. Let's meet the field and give you tonight's starting lineup. Starting on pole position, the aces of Sim Sports 85 out of Pennsylvania, Tyler Schell. To his outside, it's the 41 of Logan Rumsey. Row 2 starting third, the Tanner Pettit Racing 01 of Kenny Hoffman out of PA. And starting to his outside, the Red Light Performance Roofing number 45, Bradley Cox. Row 3, starting 5th, the New Life Restorations, number 12 of Caden Berry. To his outside, starting 6th, the Tanner Pettit Racing 240 from Chico, California, it's Tanner Pettit. Row 4, the 43, the NLRA ride from Dover, Pennsylvania, that's Grady Ehrman. To the outside, in the WR1 Sim Chassis 490, that's Aiden Price. Rounded out the top 10, Noah Bowman in the Indy Race Parts eSports number 24. To his outside from New York, it's Caleb Durgan, the Durgan Dig Performance number 17. Zach?
Row 6 to the inside, the Catalytic Recovery RTB 518 out of Dwaynesburg, New York. Joseph Grandy to the outside, the Caden Berry Motorsports Colburn Race Wraps 430 of Nick Larry. Row 7 to the inside, the 18 of Helms Racing Inc. Bandits Custom Graphics of John Helms. To the outside, the 79 out of Savannah, Missouri, Dakota Osborne. Row 8 to the inside, the 49, Tanner Pettit Racing, Jimmy P. Mac Tools out of Lemoore, California. Ryan Avila to the outside, the 7, Bocus Built Sprints Fusion Setup Shop out of Wilkes-Barre, PA, Connor Dudek. Row 9 to the inside, the Caden Berry Motorsports number 37 of Ethan Milwain. To the outside, the Raise the Bar Horizon Simsport 310 of Scott Merrick. And to round out your top 20 here, to the inside, the 54 out of El Paso, Texas, Gunnar Harris. To the outside, the 11 out of Hilton Head, South Carolina, Jeremy Childers.
Rounded out the grid will be Brandon Dittmer, Chase Townsend, Rick Main, and Ty Dickinson. The field making their way down the back chute. They come to you in pride. The 360 sprints 4 wide before they start to slip and slide. making their way through turns number 3 and 4. It's the return of DIRTcar eSports. It's the Bank City 40.
Man, you got me shaking, Marty. I know these boys are. They are ready to go. $500 to the winner here, brother.
Yeah, baby. Getting set to go for this one as they catch back up to the iRacing pace truck. Lights should go out this time by. With about a lap or so until we take the green flag. A look at the onboard cameras. We'll keep track of everyone here throughout the night. Let's see who we can ride onboard with. 24 cages of cold metal with hot rubber at the corners are set to do battle for 40 laps, $500 to win. Go an extra lap here this time before we take the green. While we're at it real quick, picks to win here, Zach.
Oh, you're going to put me on the spot, Marty. I thought we were going to go by that. All right. Oh, man. I got to stay in PA. I got to go with the 41. He's on the front row. Logan Rumsey. He's going to win this thing.
I'm going to go with the one here of Kenny Hoffman. We'll see how this goes. But you know the thing. There's always a favorite. Pick it as soon as possible. It just gets more intense. The energy in the room is just palpable.
I'll tell you what, people probably think I'm kidding. I'm shaking. I'm ready to go. This is exciting. It's go time, brother.
We're set to go in 3 and 4. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to shake and bake. Because where else would you rather be than right here, right now? It's the Bank City 40. It's time to get it on. Two by two off of turn number 4. Tyler Schell leads the opening lap over Logan Rumsey, Kenny Hoffman, Tanner Pettit, and Caden Berry. That's the top 5 as they speed their way down the back chute. Jeremy Childers has gone around, same with Ty Dickinson. No caution, we stay green, but Schell come into the field at bay.
Yeah, and it looks like they straighten it up. We will stay green here, so Laundry going to stay up, but we got a car in the wall. It's the 45 of Bradley Cox. He's able to bring it down, but he lost a couple spots, Marty. You don't want to get in the wall this early.
Good race for third here. Meanwhile, Tanner Pettit, Kenny Hoffman, the teammates, just going to work together. Logan Rumsey up on the wall in turns number 3 and 4. This is going to get interesting here, Zach, because we had that spin, didn't bring a yellow flag out. Going to see some lap traffic quicker than normal.
Yeah, Ty Dickinson on the radar here for sure, but Ty's got some speed and he knows how to hold a line. I don't think he'll be a problem. He is just hoping for some yellow laundry to come out there. He wants back in this thing.
Here we go.
Comes Logan for the lead.
Slide job, Logan Rumsey. He's got it for right now. Tyler Schell, though, able to counter it back. Wing to wing in turns number 3 and 4. Schell losing out to Rumsey, the 39, quickest lap last time by to 13.97. Take a ride on board here with Tyler Schell.
Yeah, and you saw Schell was kind of committed to the bottom, but he saw how fast Rumsey was upstairs, and now he's going to hop aboard the train here. That's where the whole top 5 is, all aboard on the outside.
We got Joseph Grandy, Grady Ehrman, both of them around. You see the damage on the 43, front end crinkled up. Front wing gone off the 518. First caution flag here on lap number 9. Get a replay here, show you what happened. Oh, look at this, 3x3. This is off of turn 4, I believe, yep. Oh, Airman just catches the back of the 24 and jammed on the brakes, and oh! Hard hit for Joseph Grandy with absolutely nowhere to go.
No, we saw the same thing happen to Isaac there in the B main, and you're just committed to the outside. You're rolling the cushion, and you can't yank that thing down even if you wanted to there, Marty.
That committed. Ouch. You could just feel that one. So Logan Rumsey, your race leader, After starting second, your Heat 2 winner in Night 2, winning the feature. Rumsey, in fact, a real-life racer. Runs outlaw karts and micro sprints from time to time, and in the top 10 the World of Outlaw points. Got the field, doubled them up, we've racked them, we've stacked them, and are set to come back to the green.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's the Logan Rumsey that runs at my local Lincoln Speedway. And Logan, I will be wandering into your pit stall next year.
Rumsey and Shell, row 1. Pettit and Hoffman, the teammates, row 2. Row number 3, Barry and Price. Durgan, Helms, row 4. Avila, Bowman round out the top 10. Set to come back to the green flag. Here we go.
Oh, big throw from the bottom there. Tanner Pettit, look at that move. Puts him up to P2.
3 wide for the lead.
3 wide, Marty.
Shell, Pettit. Oh, look out. Trouble in the back. One car upside down. Caution flag waves. I couldn't tell the number. That was Merrick in the 310. Who went for a wild ride. Now, did they count the lap or not? I think they did with Rumsey out in front.
Yeah, it's looking like those spots are locked up. So it's going to count Rumsey as being out in the lead again, which good for him. I mean, boy, that's the last thing he wanted.
This is how this started. Watch Larry. Catches the back of Bowman in the 24. Dickinson nowhere to go. And we wadded up a boatload of them. Another angle here. Watch Townsend, the 72.
And look at that 83, that sneaky rascal coming out of the B main, sneaking by all these wrecks. Man, he's got himself right outside of the top 10. Dittmer, I don't know where he hid the horseshoe tonight, but, man, he's missing everything out there. Good on him.
Get your biggest movers here in just a moment. 10 laps down. 30 laps remaining. All right, biggest movers. Dittmer up 10. Harris is up 8. Avila up 7. Dudek up 6. Those are your 4 biggest moves of the moment. Choders and Townsend, I should say, as well, also up 6 spots.
Now, Marty, we saw what Pettit did on that last restart. Big move to the bottom. I think if you're Tyler Schell, you maybe got to think about trying it yourself here if Logan's not going to protect the basement here through 1.
We'll have to see. Rumsey the right to fire first on this restart. 10 laps down in the Bank City 40. Just like that, Rumsey holds serve for right now. Nobody testing the basement line at the moment amongst the front 5. And Rumsey goes low here. Interesting decision by the 41-39 ride. Want to hang on to the race lead, keep the gap at 2 car lengths at the moment. One up in the wall for a moment. That was Hoffman as well as Aiden Price. Could get a run here for second by Tanner Pettit. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, couldn't do it. And I think the argument here is, Marty, I mean, yeah, some guys, they're different.
Oh, here we go for the lead.
As you see Tyler, he's going to keep it on the bottom. And I think if you're Logan, you're willing to give up the slider in 1 and 2, but you don't want to give it up here. And he can't get there. And Tyler to the point.
Tyler Schell, new race leader, off at turn number 4. Logan Rumsey counters it back. Is it going to be Slide Job City here? Not yet. Drivers will play it patient at the moment. Rumsey with a bite in 1 and 2. Can he find it in 3 and 4? There's the slider line from Logan Rumsey. The 41 back out front at Charlotte. Here goes Schell once again underneath.
I mean, they are just doing a dance out here, nonstop, back and forth, rotate. Rumsey trying to cut back down to the bottom here, coming back at him, but it's going to be Schell at the line, Marty.
It is nothing like Slide Job City. Schell protect to the bottom. Rumsey, big run, high, wide, and handsome off for turn 2 as he tries to rip the left. Trouble with the back. Connor Dudek around. No caution, though. He's slow. We stay green for right now as we work lap number 17. Here comes Pettit. Now the caution flies. And this is something different here. Kenny Hoffman around off at turn number 4. Let's get the looks here on what happened. We'll start things off with Dudek. And what caused him to have issues. Oh, there was contact with Hoffman. Ooh, and a hit from behind for the 79 as well of Osborne.
Yeah, and then Hoffman actually comes to a stop on the racetrack coming out of 4. I think trying to do the right thing, knew he was probably deserved a penalty, you know, maybe for the contact. I'm not too sure, but he brings out the caution.
It was either that or he's grabbing a quick repair. Remember, everyone's got one quick repair that they can use. There's a look there at Hoffman in the race car, in the VR headset. Just trying to reset everything here.
And you mentioned Gunnar Harris early, Marty, as being one of the hard chargers. What is he, 6th right now, 7th? I mean, boy, oh boy, he is on a stairway here to the top. That 54 is quick.
He's up 13 spots. Dittmer's up 14 in 9th. Chase Townsend up 11 in 11th. So 3 drivers already up at least 10 spots, even before we hit halfway.
Yeah, and you know as well as I do, the further you go up, the harder they serve. And, man, they're still doing it. They both got hot rods here. And look at this. We're back to double file.
Yes, we are. So this time it is Shaw at the bottom. Rumsey next to him. That's row 1. Tanner Pettit, Caden Berry, row 2. Bradley Cox, Gunnar Harris, row 3. John Helms, Ryan Avila, row 4. Brandon Dittmer, Grady Ehrman round out the top 10. 17 laps in the books here in the Bank City 40. We're back to green. Three by 3 here through turn number 2. Shell gets away, able to hold serve. Look at Tanner Pettit, though. We saw this in night 1. 2 for 1. New race leader Tanner Pettit out to the point.
And just like clockwork, Shell back to the bottom through 1 and 2, takes the point back. But man, you put these 3 under the covers here as Caden Berry, he pushes into 3. Hard car in the wall, bad through 4. No caution.
That's Avila on the 49, one of the faster cars in the field. Let's see if he get it towed back, or will we go yellow? Staying green as we come to the cross flags, 20 up and 20 down. Oh, look out for Avila, though. Shell jamming on the brakes. Very risky. But the front 4 get away with no issues. How about the rest of this field? Avila up on the wall once again, just trying to limp her. That right front is bent on the 49. He'll get her off the track now. Give him props for trying to keep that car going, but we stay green. Here's a slider. Tanner Pettit. Bradley Cox coming out of nowhere. Who leads to the line? It's Tanner Pettit.
Yeah, where did that A&J Custom Creations 45 come from, Marty? Bradley Cox, he got in the wall lap 1, fell to, I think, 7th or 8th, and all of a sudden, here he is up there with these guys.
Shell back out in front. Rumsey slide job. Counter back Pettit. Counter back Bradley Cox. Back slider through the grass. A pass in the grass from Tyler Pettit. Tyler Shell, though, able to get through. Tanner couldn't. My goodness. 4 cars under a blanket throwing sliders at each other. And here comes the 5th place car of John Helms.
Yeah, he's got the Grinch on the hood. He's trying to steal this thing, and he's got a good chance to do it. If those 4 battling like this, boy, oh boy.
That's what it looks like on board with John Helms. Shell still your race leader. Rumsey 2nd, Pettit 3rd. Helms with a chance at Bradley Cox for the 4th position. Here's the run once again by the driver of the 39-41. Rumsey can't get the lead there that time. As we work lap 27, they nearly touch in turn 1. My goodness, what a race this is for the lead.
Yeah, they were just exchanging autographs there through 1 and 2. Got close enough to touch hands here, and they're going to once again at the line. Boy, oh boy, give it to Rumsey this time.
Dead even. Had to come down to thousandths there at the start-finish line. Shell fighting back. Dusting the top off for turn 2. However, those Shell run the run. Nearly clips the Tory tire. Trouble with the back. Pettit goes around with Cox.
Oh,
and a big
Cox
crash for the back.
Yeah, I think Cox got in the outside wall in 3 and 4 and kind of yanked it down the racetrack, and Pettit nowhere to go. And that's, Marty, that's arguably 2 of the best race cars we got here tonight there. That is a tough one.
Take your breath now after that one. My goodness, that was some wild, wild racing. And for some, it may have gotten too wild. Let's show you what happened. Pettit and Cox racing for the bottom step of the podium at the time. Cox catches the wall and Pettit with nowhere to go. Up and over goes the 24. Let's go for the back end of Bradley. There's a look at Bradley in car. Luckily, he drives away from it, so able to use that quick repair. But for others, probably not.
No, and I mean, still, we're going to have, what, Marty, 12 laps of racing left, I think, when we get the green flag. So, I mean, even Bradley, is he going to win this thing? Probably not, but, you can't count him out of a top 5. He goes in there and gets a quick repair.
A look at everyone on the screen. Getting ready here for this restart. And this is far from over, so under a couple of new drivers here into the thick of things. John Helms to restart on the podium. Gunnar Harris in 4th. Haven't talked too much about Caden Berry in this feature. He's running 5th, and Brandon Dittmer up in the 6th spot, up 15 spots. Harris up 13, and we'll restart in 4th. We're not going back to green this time. We're not going back to green. Field is stacking up here for the pace truck. And they got to redo the lineup here once again.
Yeah, probably didn't like some cars getting off pit road there late. And, just don't need another incident with lap traffic that's, not brewed by racing. Let it happen naturally. We don't need to create it. Tell you what, though, that's the last thing I bet you Rumsey wanted. He may have fired where he planned on firing, and now he may have to make some last-minute adjustments here.
Exactly. Don't forget to visit DIRTcar.com/esports to stay tuned for what's to come down the road. And like us on Facebook at DIRTcar Racing. All right, 12 laps to go in our feature. Rumsey and Shell, row 1. Harris Helms, row 2. Dittmer, Berry, row 3. Milwayne Durgan, row 4. Childers and Airman. That is the top 10 when we come back to the green. This one is far from over. Buckle up. Rumsey holds serve. 3 wide for second as both Harris and Helms try to get a run on the second place Shell. Here comes Berry in that number 12. Thinks about threading the needle, but won't be able to work. And the line for third, give it to John Helms. Crossover move, though, by Gunnar Harris here in the race for third, Zach.
Yeah, and, that's not done yet. It may turn into a battle for second here. Shell's in the outside wall, but he's going to get a good run off. A little crossover move. Helms takes that Grinch machine back to the bottom. But now looky here, Gunnar trying it again, can't do it.
Beautiful race for P3. Helms shuts the door on Harris with some smooth defense. 9 laps to go at the line. Logan Rumsey with a good lead at about half second on Tyler Shell. But the highlights for third on back. You also have Caleb Durgan in the thick of things. He's racing Dittmer for the final spot in the top 5.
Yeah,
white car flipping to the back. Caution flag waves. And that was Pettit in the 24 once again. His night's done. Solo car flip. Here's a look at what happened. That's Cox behind him in the 45. Remember, they were racing hard at the last caution. This time, some contact off of Osborne. And another one off of Cox. Ouch. Another driver, his teammate, ironically, lost the top wing. And I think that was Kenny Hoffman.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that'll, kind of be glitchy for us if Kenny gets that back. As I click on him, his car looks okay on my screen, luckily for Kenny. But boy, oh boy, yeah, that could have been nasty. And, you can't blame Pettit. You see him up there right against the wall. He bounces off of it twice after some contact. And, I mean, he's just trying to get back to the front, driving that thing for all it's worth. And you got to applaud that effort here. He's trying to bring it.
Now, something to keep in mind here, too. I gotta double check my notes here to make sure I'm correct. And yep, restarts will be single file for the rest of this one as we have under 10 laps of racing to go. Definitely what you want if you're Logan Rumsey, but not really what you want, though, if you're Tyler Shell. And, folks,
No.
look at this. Keeping the wheels straight and able to check a text while under the yellow.
At least he's not, you know.
I think he realized we were live.
Pace car's off. These boys better tighten up here.
Yeah, they better, as we're about to come back to green as we're in the witching hour of this one. 8 laps to go in the Bank City 40. Rumsey, Shell, or the field. Here we go. Everyone was scattered throughout the field here as we came back to green. Look at Shell with a run off for turn 2. Had the exit he wanted. Sets it up underneath. Slide job from Tyler Shell. New race leader. No! Rumsey edged him out at the line with 7 laps to go.
You want to talk about being disciplined if you're Rumsey. He didn't stomp on that throttle, kept her straight. But, man, Shelly's not done. Slider for the lead again.
It's all about Slide Job City here in the home stretch of this one. 6 to go. Rumsey edges him out by a nose. Caution waves. And it's for Bradley Cox around. Kenny Hoffman spinning like a top on his side.
And I think it goes back to that previous lap because I'll tell you, I think Shell won that battle to the line, but not enough cars had passed, Marty, and that's a tough break for Shell.
We got to check what iRacing said, because whatever iRacing says, at that last completed lap, no matter where the leader is, I believe, it's going to count. Watch Caleb Durgan here. This was not a caution flag, I don't believe. Ooh, got off the 83. Great save from Brandon Dittmer. And that's how Cox suffers the damage. So that is actually how the accident did begin. Cox out here as a bystander. Nowhere to go again.
No, that's another case of, I mean, you saw it with Grandy and Salas. I mean, you're up there, you're pinned on the outside. I mean, you could see a school bus turn sideways in front of you. You aren't going to do nothing to avoid that. It's a tough break.
So per iRacing live timing, Logan Rumsey was the leader at the start-finish line. So Rumsey, do you want to say he's in the catbird seat or not really?
I'm going to be honest with you here, and I'm not just saying this for show, Marty. I think Helms is in the seat because I think those two up front, you know, they might get to battling and they might be sleeping on the grand chair, and, you know, he might not just steal Christmas this year.
Helms not just trying to steal Christmas, he's trying to steal $500 from a Pennsylvania driver's pocket. And trying to take it all the way back to California. Back to the green flag, 6 laps to go. Top 2 rip the top. Shell keeping her middle groove. Different lines. The Shell set himself well here off of turn number 4. 5 laps to go. The gap stays put at 2 car lengths, Zach.
Yeah, and I think the problem is, you know, Shell kind of showed him the poker hand too early because now you see Rumsey running the outside through 1 and 2. He's not going to let him build up that run for a slide job through 3 and 4. He'll leave the slide job open through 1 and 2, but he's not going to do it through 3 and 4.
4 laps to go, coming to 3 at the line. How do you set this up if you're Shell coming to 1 laps to go? We saw Cox try to do it, going for the race win, didn't work. How do you set this up now?
I mean, you got to hope for a little mistake out of that 41 machine or get a big run here through the center of 2 and then just all send into 3 and 4 because right now there's grip coming off of 4 but not so much off of 2. I think if you're going to throw the slider, it's got to be there, and Logan knows it. We got 2 to go, Marty.
That gap, though, at 0.4 of a second. Rumsey trying to turn on the afterburners over Tyler Shell. They're the 2 that's going to deke for this win. If Tyler Shell wants it, he's got to go get it. Doctor's jackets in the air. Final lap of the Bank City 40 for Logan Rumsey. And car number 41, the Anthony Macri scheme, took the win last night. He'll go back-to-back, and he'll claim $500 along with it. Logan Rumsey, the winner of the Bank City 40. Tyler Shell second, John Helms in third, Caden Berry fourth, Gunnar Harrison fifth. A miraculous race here at the dirt track at Charlotte. and it's Logan Rumsey who reigns supreme here in the return of DIRTcar eSports. We'll talk with your winner, the rest of the top 3 next on DIRTcar Racing's YouTube and Twitch page. Stay with us.
You feel the ground shake. Your bones begin to rattle. You hold on for dear life. 280 foot-pounds of torque is coming your way. It's the TFG Sport Compact Series, dropping 168 horsepower with 2 front wheels a squealing. Every night's a beatdown.
Tomorrow night, a storm of hornets is coming to a screen near you. You can watch it live on Right Rear Racing TV as the Jettas rip up the dirt at Bristol Motor Speedway. To register, go to tfgracing.com. That's tfgracing.com. 2 Fat Guy Sim Racing promotions, where the challenge remains unique.
Post-race coverage here of the Bank City 40 here at the dirt track at Charlotte. Let's get you the results here from tonight in the return of DIRTcar eSports. Rumsey the winner by 0.6 of a second on Tyler Schell as Pennsylvania goes 1-2 tonight. John Helms in 3rd, Caden Berry 4th, Gunnar Harris 5th. Our 2 Fat Guy Sim Racing Promotions Hard Charger Award, make sure we had that right, that will belong to Brandon Dittmer, up 17 spots to finish in 6th. Connor Dudek in 7th, Noah Bowman 8th, Ethan Milway 9th, and Grady Urban rounds out the top 10. Zach?
Chase Townsend 11th, Dakota Osborne 12th, Jeremy Childers 13th, Ricky Main 14th, Aiden Price 15th, Nick Larry 16th, Bradley Cox 17th, Ty Dickinson 18th, Caleb Durgan 19th, and rounding out the top 20, Kenny Hoffman.
Tanner Pettit 21st, Ryan Avila 22nd, Scott Merrick 23rd, and 24th, Joseph Grandy. So that's how the field looks in the Bank City 40 this evening. And let's get set with some interviews here. Make sure the entire top 3 is in. And that's the case. So we'll bring in your race winner. $500 richer, Logan Rumsey winning the return of DIRTcar eSports. Logan, what a win. That, though, wasn't easy in the final laps.
Oh, yeah, that definitely wasn't... I definitely had made it a challenge for myself. You know, I had the lead there. It was really hard to even get the lead. We just kind of were moving around the track trying to find where to be, and I'm not really sure how I got the lead back, but I ended up there, and then I was running. I had a really good line in the middle, and there was about 10 to go, and a yellow came out, and I knew the middle was still good, but it was going to go away soon. So I went back to it, and I just kind of didn't really get a good start. And Tyler got by me, and we started racing a little bit, and just got saved by one of those yellows, man. And we just held on after that.
Where'd you feel you were better than Tyler tonight?
Definitely in 3 and 4 in the middle of the track. You know, we have a lot of laps here in a late model, and that's usually the line in 3 and 4. So I feel like I can make a lot of time down there, and a lot of other guys can't really hit it the way you're supposed to. So I figured if I can just hit that good and get through 1 and 2 decent, I should be able to hang on.
This may be a tough question, but I gotta ask you: Is this win sweeter than finishing second earlier this week with the World of Outlaw Pro Series?
Oh yeah, definitely. That one didn't pay anything to win or second. This one paid $500. So it's definitely feels good. You know, it's hard to. Charlotte's definitely not my best track in the sprint cars, so to get a win here, it takes a lot of effort. You know, and it's just not easy running the top like that. So I'm pretty surprised I was able to do it.
Logan, you definitely earned it tonight. Who do you want to give shout outs to?
It's JD Brown again for spotting me. Probably wouldn't be able to do it without him. You know, just letting me know where to be on the racetrack, and Andrew for putting this up, and everyone at DIRTcar for putting it up also, and you guys for broadcasting it.
Congratulations, $500 richer. Well done, Logan.
Thank you.
Logan Rumsey, your winner of the Bank City 40, and absolutely well-deserved. Our 2 heat winners from earlier this week finished 1-2. Tyler Schell finishing runner-up, and he is with Zach.
Well, Tyler, nobody wants to be interviewed by me on a night like tonight here, but at the end of the day, I think we both know you had a fast race car, just an untimely caution, and from there, it looked like he was able to defend the high side through 1 and 2, man. But talk to us about your race car tonight.
Yeah, it was a good race. Very surprised on how racy the track was, honestly. I didn't really know what to expect. The track was racy, it looked like both nights, even in the prelims, so that was pretty cool. To be able to race on multiple lanes. Usually Charlotte gets to be just top or a cut down or something, but I mean the middle bottom worked. I mean I passed for Lee on the bottom at one point, and then I was passed for Lee on the top, so you can't really complain too much about the track there. It's fun racing. At one point I think there was like a four way battle for the lead there in the middle of the race. So kind of just tried to bide my time, honestly. I didn't really know how hard to push, kind of thing, with it being a longer race. And then I think there was a caution with like 10 to go, and I'm like, it's time to try the top. I'm not gonna win just following the Logan. So the first restart wasn't great, and then the second one I was able to get a run on him, and he was running the middle. So I was like, if I can just slide across and make him think twice about what he's doing, I might be able to get in front of him and get a little bit of a gap, and was able to do that, get in a slider battle, but just unfortunate luck with the caution, gave him the lead back, and that's all she wrote. I think if it's other way, I think if I'm in the lead when the caution comes out, it's flipped. I think it was pretty much we were gonna run 1-2 either way, but is what it is. Good win to Logan. That was a lot of fun, and third place to John.
Yeah, I mean, you broke that down exactly how I saw it. You just kind of, opened up the playbook too early, showed him the top side there, and 1 and 2 was still there. And man, those final couple restarts, he's just able to kind of defend, and such a long way around 3 and 4. I knew you weren't going to do it up there on the outside, but man, you made this a show. You're still bringing home a nice chunk of change for P2, man, and you look fast out there doing it. Congratulations on second. Who you want to thank on a great run, Tyler?
Yeah, just like thank you and Marty for taking the time broadcasting this. It's fun to go back and watch, and everybody at DIRTcar eSports, Dean, Andrew for taking the lead and adminning and running this whole deal. Between those two, without those two, can't have what we had. And everyone for racing. It was cool to have a money race. I mean, we had 80 cars, and I don't think we've had an 80 car money race in a long time for dirts and sprint cars at least. So that was definitely cool to be a part of. Hopefully, this shows that there's potential to do this more often. Maybe we can get a series. Chad with Aces Up for sponsoring me the entry, and TJM Racing and More Than Tires.
Yeah, and most importantly, PA 1-2. Way to go, Tyler. Can't wait to talk to you again, brother.
Yep, thank you.
So that's Tyler Schell, runner up here this evening in the Bank City 40. Rounding out the podium, glad to be talking with this guy. He tried to steal Christmas and almost stole $500. John Helms, 13th to 3rd. Man, what a ride. Talk us through it.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, I felt like at the beginning of the race, we were like 3 or 4 wide almost the whole time passing cars, so I was just trying to keep my nose clean. Last night, I had some damage, so it kind of held us back a little bit. We finished where we were, locked in. That's all that mattered, and knew we'd be pretty quick tonight. So here we are, 13th to 3rd. I'll take it, go home with some money, and we're all happy.
How were you trying to set things up once, I think it was the entire top 3, top 4 were battling for the lead as you were starting to close in?
I was just being patient. I was just running the middle. I was kind of hoping for a little contact between them. Maybe something to happen. Maybe they crash and I don't get into it. And Bradley and someone else got into there, and boom, I got into 3rd. And I mean, I just tried to hold my own there. I knew the top was going to come in late. I didn't really want to risk it too much. I was just going to see what happened between 1st and 2nd. If they were going to move up to the top, I was just going to stay in the middle and maybe get a run. But you know what? We'll take 3rd, and we're happy with that. So,
who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
Shout out to Andrew for putting on this event. Shout out to you guys for announcing. You guys did a great job. Shout out to you guys for streaming as well. All the boys in Discord. Thanks, Chuck, for paying the entry. Thank you, Benny, Bandits Custom Graphics. He's the one who did this car. Hopefully it got a lot of view time on here because it's a really sweet car. And yeah, just That's about it.
We were watching the onboard as well at the same time. That is an awesome scheme. Keep it through the rest of the month, all right?
All right, will do. Thank you, guys.
Great job, John. John Helms rounding out the podium here. Want to thank him and the rest of the top 30 for their time. But in the end, Logan Rumsey taking home everything. The big bucks where it matters. $500 in the return of the Bank City 40. Zach, I'll bring you and I back on here as we get set to wrap things up on an awesome week. Brandon's still in here, just having some fun. Hang on a second. We're going to focus on you and I. There we go. Brandon, I'm sorry, Zach, excuse me. What a week to wrap, and what a race to wrap things up as well.
Oh, I mean, they really don't get better than that. I mean, that was a tough wreck there for, I believe, Cox and Pettit. I mean, when those two kind of got wiped out, you know, it more or less made it a two-car show till Helms kind of stuck his nose in there. But, man, what more can you ask for? And, I mean, I think that was, once again, Helms I'll give credit to. I think, was that him who kind of, you know, mentioned? I mean, there's some quality here. Maybe we got a series brewing because, man, you don't get better three-night shows than this, Marty. You really don't. We've seen plenty. We can speak from experience. This is as good as it gets.
I'm going to echo something that our buddy and good friend Dean Reynolds, one of the admins of DIRTcar eSports, just posted in the chat. We're glad to be back hosting iRaces, and stay tuned for future events. Without question,
Woo-hoo.
Stay tuned for future events down the road. Check us out online at dirtcar.com/esports and like us on Facebook at DIRTcar Racing for more details. With that, that'll do us here for this week. Thanks for an awesome week of the Bank City 40. On behalf of everyone here at DIRTcar eSports, all the fine drivers, admins, and sponsors. On behalf of my broadcast partner tonight, Zach Chapman, I'm Marty Sakala saying so long. Congratulations to Logan Rumsey, the winner of the Bank City 40. So long.